Lita Damio. I'm a mixed media artist, intuitive creativity coach, shamanic practitioner, and today's topic is going to be called "You Have a Choice." I'm gonna do a little bit of talking, and then I'm going to edit. Like, how do we make choices in art? So I'll be doing a voiceover of that. But right now I'm going to do a brief talk about having a choice. It sounds like silly, like you have a choice, duh. But I didn't always see that I had a choice because I was like stuck in a lot of different things. The way my life led up to before I was the artist that I am now, I was like a locked up artist for a really long time. And I knew like art was in me, and I was always trying to peek through and come back. And life kind of was hard and still can be. But especially my younger years and moving through a lot of things, which I'm going to start to unpack that in future videos, so I won't go into all of it now, but I just wanted to talk about the choice part for now, because it's like all of the moves in a painting is a choice, and all of the moves in our life is a choice, and sometimes we make the wrong moves, and wrong doesn't mean like a negative thing. It's just like we learn when we make the moves, the mistakes. We're not always like aware of what we're doing in art and life. So how do we build more awareness in both is the question. And how do we just realize that we do have the choice even when it's hard? And I get it. I know I'm not trying to placate trauma or say you should just like pretend everything's great when it's not, because sometimes it's just not great in art and life. It just and like, but we could choose again the next day, right? Or we can even choose in that moment. A couple of weeks ago, because like the energy of the times is a lot. There's a lot of releasing going on, and we're really, I think, being called to different places and spaces in life, and to come out more and share things. That's my personal view and opinion, but and what I've been feeling. But what I'm trying to say is I hit a pocket of stuff that I was in a course, and it was unexpected, and it was hitting a deep layer of this old stuff, and I started to spin out and like go back into like how I used to react to when something like that came up, like it kind of hysterical. But then I just stopped myself, because I don't like do that as much as I used to when I was younger. It just used to be my response mechanism to what was going on, and so I was like, I could see myself spinning out, and like it is emotional when you hit like old memories and it's trying to like move through you. But the bigger point is like we have a choice to stay present to the moment and what's arising, and we can watch the spin out, and we can also like feel what's moving through us, and we may be feeling more now as we move through these times. So, and especially if we haven't really addressed it, even if we have addressed it, it's coming up at different layers and levels. And the thing I want to show you is about how to choose in your art and creative practice. And my creative practice is predominantly a painting practice, so I am going to now switch over and talk about choice in art making, and the sensitivity and the intuition and the impulse that arises out of the moment, and how do we respond, and how do we pay attention to the subtlety that's coming through, because there's like many, just like in life, there's many layers and levels that arise. There's also like many layers and levels that are arising out of the moment in the painting process and like in these single moments. But it's about having that full awareness that you can bring into your creative practice, art practice, and life, that and just learning to realize that you do have a choice and you can always make another choice. So it's like moment to moment, day by day, and we do have a power to choose. And we also have the power to choose like how we're going to react. We might not always have the power to choose the situation. So that's all about awareness and watching where we are in art and life. So when we talk about choice, and intuition and paying attention to the moment, really we just want to, this is not serious, it's more about play first, and exploration, experimentation, expression. But you may just, and the materials don't matter either here, like, let's just be clear. It's because it's not about the materials, it's about how you're choosing to engage the relationship with whatever you have as material to express yourself. I prefer like mixed media materials, and I'll use anything that like excites me, interests me. I don't like have a criteria. This is different than other artists because they'll say you can't do this, you can't do that, or it should just be this way. But sometimes the thing that we're rejecting might be the thing that we need to accept, and it could be like the thing that opens us up the most. So it's all about the exploration and the feeling. I love the tactileness of how the mark is like interfacing with the paper. And interfacing, I just mean laying down the marks, like hearing the sound, feeling a movement, having different materials such as pastel, graphite, crayon, and how that's interrelating and interplaying with the marks. It's about like tapping into unknown territory and like daring ourselves to go a little bit deeper, a little bit farther each time. When we talk about expression and experimentation, it's not necessarily about having the right way, which this is often a confusing thing for people because they want to be directed. They want to have do step 1, step 2, step 3. And that's like all fine and good. And I'm not saying it's not necessary at times, but when we're talking about pure experimentation and expression and exploration, we're really diving into the emotional, the mental, the like visceral, the gut feeling, intuition, and letting ourselves be led by that. So thank you for watching this video. There's a lot more coming and a lot more diversifying will happen as I figure out what I'm doing. It's kind of like the messy middle for me. Like, I know there's a lot here, but putting it all together sometimes is interesting and a process and a practice in itself. So if you enjoyed this video or are interested in creativity, art, mindset, process, practice, what else? Expression is my number one interest. How can we have all of our expressions, coming together, and how can we take a deep dive and a look and come out of ourselves? It's taken me a long time to be here now, and I want to help support you to be here now with all that you want to be here with. So with that being said, you could check out more about me and my art at nataliedadami.com. If you like this video, just click like, subscribe. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I guess that helps too. Whatever helps. Thank you.